Happy Palm Sunday. So my topic for this morning is visioning beyond the horizon. Our theme for, let me go back. Our theme for April is fertilizing our future. And our 2025 global theme is rising higher, growing deeper. So just want to reiterate those. So I've been thinking the last couple of weeks about everything that's going on out there. And there's a lot going on out there. And scary things going on out there. And note the words out there. Because it's all appearances and it's all effect, because within here all is well. Within here, where the presence of spirit, where spirit resides, all is well. So I've been and to get that, how important it is for me to keep questioning what is my relationship with God, Spirit, the universe, the infinite, the divine, my higher power, whatever I choose to call it. What is my relationship? What do I really believe about Spirit? And am I carrying any old residue with me from previous religious and spiritual connections? And does it still resonate for me? We don't talk a lot about the Bible in religious science. And I love to push the envelope and do what we don't normally do. So this morning, we're going to talk a little about the Bible and do a couple of quotes. And so I invite you to stay in your chairs. Don't go running for the door, because I promise it's all going to resonate. It did for me, and I trust that it will resonate for you. So you may remember the words of Jesus from Matthew 18, verse 3. Truly I say to you, unless you change and become like little children, you shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Now think about that. Not childish, but childlike. So what does that mean, to be childlike and to become like little children? No limitations. I just know what I want. It doesn't. I'm not concerned with how I'm going to get it. I'm not concerned with how you're going to do it for me. I just know that this is what I want, and you need to take care of it for me, without question. And what did he mean by the kingdom of heaven? I would suggest that it's not just the sweet by and by. It's our moment-by-moment experience, because as we know, every moment we are creating our own heaven or hell. And at any point, even if we've started the destination, even if we're headed to the airport to go to hell, we can, so to speak, we can change direction and decide that I want heaven instead of this. I choose peace. Course in Miracles says, I could see peace instead of this. So it's a moment-by-moment experience. If we're on social media, if we're watching the television and we start to have a response, I could see peace instead of this. It's okay. I'll talk more about it later. Thank you, Siri. Ay, 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 ay. So visioning beyond the horizon to me means, so what are we doing in 2025? So often we plan our goals and dreams and objectives and wishes based on what we've done before or what we know how to do. But there's so much more. My greatest life, to me, and maybe to you as well, and if not, that's okay, but to me, that means bigger, better, greater than I can figure out. And we'll talk much more about that. Because little children, again, don't worry about how that's going to happen. They just know that that's what makes their heart sing and their tail wag. And somehow, some way, this is going to happen for me. And you get to figure it out. You get to figure it out. If we've never, sometimes for me, well, I don't know how to do that. Or I tried it before and it didn't work. But listen to these great words from Ernest Holmes. Principle is not bound by precedent. There is no law in the universe that seeks to perpetuate old limitations, but there is a law which responds to our greatest vision at the exact level of that vision. Whoa. At the exact level of that vision. So if it's okay, we can kick it up a notch and move from okay to really cool to absolutely amazing to whatever's next for us. Quoting Edwene Gaines, would you be willing to consider that Spirit has ways of bringing your good to you that you haven't thought of yet? Because I don't know about you, but I do. So this is how we're going to do this, and then we'll do it this way, and we'll do it this way, and if that doesn't work, we'll do it this way. And Spirit says, well, okay, if that's what you want, but what if there's a different way? What if there so often is an easier way? We'll talk more about that. Ever done anything completely out of your comfort zone? Awesome. I mean, completely. Maybe not hang gliding, maybe not hot air ballooning, maybe not some zip lining, maybe not any plummeting sports, but whatever it is, saying no. Sometimes saying no can be a really scary experience because we bring all that stuff with us, but will they still love me if I say no? So those things that stepping out of our comfort zone, but there's so much lusciousness. I love that word. There's so much lusciousness to me in doing something that I've never done before. Never done this before, never seen this before, never tasted this before, never experienced this before. There's so much joy and passion and lusciousness in that. I might not know, when I do my affirmative prayer, my spiritual mind treatment, I might not know how this is going to happen. And it's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to state my intention and to allow the universe to do what it does. So, you might have heard me talk about this before, and I would encourage you to not tell anybody, but I have the slightest bit of need for control. I know, right? Yeah, don't tell anybody. When I travel someplace, I need a rental car. And I need car keys or my Tesla key in my wallet. But I need some way to get someplace on my own. I need that control. So as many of you might remember, last year I went to Berlin, Germany. Completely out of my comfort zone. Okay, first place, there's no rental car. Second place, I'm going by myself to a country that does not, whose primary language is not mine. I do not sprechen. 4 words, no, I don't even think 4 words. That's about it, right? Yes, yep. So I'm flying and I'm going through customs, and where's my passport? Where's my passport? It's exactly where I put it. But do you do that drama mind? Oh my God, what if the plane's late and I missed the connection because I flew from here to Munich, and then on Lufthansa, we're talking religious experience, but that's another talk. And then connected, but you got to go through customs once you put your feet on the ground in Germany before you make the connection. Oh my God, what if I miss the connection? What am I going to do? What if I get to Berlin and I can't find my friend who is going to pick me up at the airport? What if... Shh. How much time, how much joy, how much wonder do we miss in the drama mind, in the what ifs? How much time do we spend there rather than allowing ourselves to luxuriate in the moment? So I am absolutely convinced that the universe has a sense of humor. And when we allow it to, it tells us exactly what we need to know and reminds us of the truth of our being. So got to Berlin, amazing flight. Got to, my friend was right there to pick me up. Everything is wonderful. Got to the place where I'm staying, walked out into this, and it's an office building where he has an office and a separate office and apartment, which is where I stayed. And so I walk out into this plaza called it's Walter Benjamin Platz, or Walter Benjamin Plaza. And I look out over the plaza, and here are these umbrellas. Now, to a lot of people, oh, that's kind of cool. But one of my favorite quotes from Emma Curtis Hopkins is from the book Scientific Christian Mental Practice, and she writes, "You must not put up umbrellas against things which do not exist. Umbrellas are a burden in pleasant weather." How often do we set our plans and I'm going to do this and it's going to be so much fun, and we're hanging on to our umbrella for dear life because, well, just in case, ... But umbrellas are a burden in pleasant weather. So I'm standing there, tears rolling down my cheeks, and I'm like, all right, I get this. So I got to get some cash. So I took the ATM card. Dear God, what happens if... Well, of course the ATM worked. Of course, the machine is over in the next block, right across the street from the Starbucks. Thank you very much. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. Completely out of my comfort zone. But if I could do that, and the universe supported me in that, what else? What else is on my bucket list that I choose to move from my bucket list to my calendar for 2025? What's on your bucket list that you're ready to move into reality? Because if I'm so controlling that I can only do what I know how to do before, I'm missing out on a lot. If I'm so controlling that I don't allow the universe to do what it does, one of my favorite words, anthropomorphize. If we anthropomorphize, I know, not bad for a Sunday morning, right? If we make God into human, picture Spirit sitting there saying, well, I was all set to do all these amazing things for you, but I can't do it without you. So we don't want Spirit to be bored. We want Spirit to do cool stuff for us, to live this most amazing life. There's always the opportunity to do that. So think about the words, because of course it's our perception of words. Think of a goal. versus a dream versus a, oh my God. It's my term, not yours, but that's okay. The goal is to go to the gym this afternoon. The goal is to clean out the garage. The goal is to lose 20 pounds. The dream is to do something we don't know how to do. Do we allow ourselves to do that? I would really like to do that, but how often do we use the yes, but? Spirit always says yes. We are always told what we need to do in every moment. Everything is possible for us. Well, yeah, but... Or do we say yes? Quoting my dear friend in Helena, Montana, yes, thank you, and more please. Yes, thank you, and more please. It's always, always, always up to us. If we know how to do it, it's a goal, not a dream, and not an oh my God. And so the opportunity for us is to move, to keep the goal list, but also to expand the other list. Because it's a nice feeling when we accomplish that. But we're not here just for nice. We're here for the oh wows. That's what we're here for, is the oh wows. The trip. Because I don't know about you, and if you don't like to travel, that's absolutely fine. But as you might have figured out, if you've known me for any time at all, I love to travel. That is just, and my friend that I visited in Berlin, he was my roommate in college, and he always said that travel is the highest good. I absolutely believe that. Because, well, every place looks like San Diego, right? No, it doesn't. And how amazing and how cool is that to go and see that not every place looks like this place. It's the greatest thing. The trip you've always wanted, the car you've always wanted, the relationship you've always wanted, the job you've always wanted, whatever it is possible for us. And whenever I hear the word possible and impossible, I always think of this great quote from Alice in Wonderland. I can't believe that, said Alice. Can't you? The Queen said in a pitying tone. Try again. Draw a long breath and shut your eyes. Alice laughed. There's no use trying, she said. One can't believe impossible things. I dare say you haven't had much practice, said the Queen. When I was younger, I always did it for half an hour a day. Why, sometimes I believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. I love that. Because if life always says yes, and it does, if everything is possible, and it is, if it's not our responsibility to figure out how to do it, and it's not, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for this year? So there's a great quote from the Ernest Holmes book, This Thing Called You, that I'd like to share with you. And it's too long to put up on the screen, but I hope it always touches my heart, and I hope that it will as well for you. Remember the little boy who brought a few loaves and fishes, all the food there was in that vast multitude crying out for bread. The disciples of Jesus identified the possibility of being fed only with the meager amount in the boy's pocket. Jesus identified the loaves and fishes with eternal substance, forever flowing manna from heaven. Does not the boy symbolize a childlike faith and expectancy, the vision so newly born from the kingdom of God? Can you not imagine his countenance shining with joy, his eyes glistening with inward vision? Can you not imagine his enthusiasm as he passed his small offering into the hands of love, which multiplied his idea through God's law of abundance? And now I have the rest for you. Come on. There we go. Nothing has happened to reality since that little boy brought the loaves and fishes to Jesus. God has not changed. Nature has not changed. Law has not changed. Truth has not changed. Perhaps that little boy is still standing there with outstretched hands and glistening eyes. Perhaps you are that boy. The man is there also, the man of divine wisdom, the God-intended man. Let the little boy hand the few loaves and fishes to this divine man within you, while the intellect gives thanks and the spirit performs its miracle of love. Just so touches my heart. Again, because how, we get caught up in the how. Don't we get caught up in the how? You know, I just really like to do that, but do we get caught up in the how? Oh, that's not it. Oh, Jerry, you missed a page. Do we get caught up in the how? Do we make plans and goals and dreams based on what we know how to do? Or do we allow Spirit to do what Spirit does? So there's this great book, and I think I've used it a couple of times in the past, but it was recommended to me, and so when I get a recommendation for a book, chances are I'm going to buy the book, and the book, I love the book, not the Kindle edition, not the on my phone. I want the book in my hand. And the title is The 5 Invitations by Frank Ostaseski. Great, great book. And he talks about the invitations for when we're preparing for death, but I would suggest that they are invitations for us in our moment-by-moment experience. And the 5th one is about don't know mind. And allowing ourselves to stay in this, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how this is going to play out. But I know that I'm loved. I know that I'm safe. I don't know how Spirit's going to manifest this for me, whatever it is, but I know that I am loved and I am safe. But in the book he writes, don't know mind is not limited by agendas, roles, and expectations. It is free to discover. When we are filled with knowing, when our minds are made up, it narrows our vision, obscures our ability to see the whole picture, and limits our capability to act. We only see what our knowing allows us to see. The wise person is both compassionate and humble and knows that she does not know. Can we say, I don't know? Can we make our plans and our goals and our dreams based on what we want the destination to be and not get caught up in the moment by moment, I don't know how to do this and I don't know how to do this? Or can we allow Spirit to do what Spirit does? Can we be like a little child? Course in Miracles. So tried this before, didn't work. Doesn't matter. Course in Miracles reminds us, past, present, and future are not continuous unless we force continuity on them. How cool is that? Didn't work before? That's okay. I'm a different person. You're a different person than we were 20 minutes ago, much less 2 or 5 or 10 years ago. It's a new day with new opportunities and new possibilities. So the deliciousness to me is in knowing the what, but not the how. And allow Spirit to do what Spirit does. There's what I'm looking for. Your job is to believe that anything is possible. Let the universe worry about the rest. Get Spirit off the dime. All right, I got stuff for you to do. This sounds a little disrespectful, but it's really not. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get struck by lightning today. It allows Spirit to do what Spirit does. And then listen, because we're always told we have a part in this. Listen and then act on whatever guidance we're getting. But is that too much? I really want to do that. But is that too much? I really want to go there or do that or be that or have that. But is that too much? But I love this quote from Charles Fillmore, the founder of Unity. The inexhaustible supply of Spirit is equal to every demand. Now consider that word demand for a minute, because we're not talking about going out and standing in the parking lot and shaking our fist at the sky, saying, God, I demand you. You know, we're not Moses trying to part the Red Sea here. The demand is the inner absolute, no question about it, knowing that whatever I said, my word never returns to me void. Something happens when I say, and so it is. Something happens because it has to. So it has to do with what we believe about our higher power. Again, God, Spirit, the universe, the infinite, whatever you choose to call it. Can it be trusted? Does something happen when we do our spiritual mind treatment, or are we just hanging out here by ourselves? And I would suggest that it's definitely the former, not the latter. And if it's not moving, because this teaching always works, and sometimes it's the parking place in the front row at Costco when you're in a hurry. Sometimes it's the new job or relationship. Sometimes it's whatever it is. But if it's not moving, again quoting Edwin Gaines, what must I change about myself in order to receive this? Because how important it is to remember, we're never talking God into doing anything. We're talking ourselves into accepting whatever it is that we've chosen. What must I change about myself in order to receive this? So believe it or not, so today is the 13th. So Thursday was the 100th day of 2025. So we got 262 or so left. Not bad in my head for this early in the, I know, right? What are we going to do? We don't have to change. You are totally beloved. You are totally wonderful just exactly as you are. We don't have to do anything. But if we had, my mother used to say, if I had my druthers, if we had our druthers, what would we do, be, or have? Or what would we stop doing, being, or having? Because often it's about receiving something, often it's about releasing something. So what's next for us? What's up for us in 2025? And can we vision and accept that beyond what we can figure out what to do? And be comfortable in allowing Spirit to do what Spirit does. So I'm minding my own business, and on the way over here, this thought came to me because I want to tie this somehow to Palm Sunday and consider the Christ, because we know that Jesus' last name was not Christ. He was Jesus the Christ, just like Victoria the Christ and Tom the Christ and all of us the Christ. Consider the Christ entering Jerusalem again being us. And that, apologize, did not turn my phone on stun. So that was me. Consider the Christ presence again appearing in our lives, keeping in mind that it never left, but the conscious experience, the conscious awareness of the Christ presence, expressing and experiencing all the good that life has for us today. Consider that as Palm Sunday. I have two final quotes to leave with you. This I absolutely love from Jack London. I almost said Jack Lemmon. No, it's Jack London. I would rather be ashes than dust. I would rather that my spark should burn out in a brilliant blaze than it should be stifled by dry rot. I would rather be a superb meteor, every atom of me in magnificent glow, than a sleepy and permanent planet. The proper function of man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days in trying to prolong them. I shall use my time. I love that. And finally, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. So with that in mind, join me in the light for just a minute. So in the peace and the quiet of this moment, we give great thanks for this glorious day, for the opportunity to be together, whether in person or online or watching later. We give thanks for this beloved spiritual community and the opportunity to be reminded of the truth of our being. And so moving forward, we allow Spirit to do what Spirit does. We listen to that still small voice and that maybe divine discontent, that what I really want to do, be, or have, what I really want to stop doing, being, or having, and allow Spirit to do what Spirit does and show us and guide us to that goal, to that dream, to that, oh my God. Because that's what we're here for. That's absolutely what we're here for. So we move forward in great joy and possibility, and in the asking, what must I change about myself in order to receive this? And allow ourselves to listen and act on that intuitive guidance. We give thanks for this day, for this amazing teaching, for the opportunity to be together. And together we say, and so it is.